Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 8 of our organizational behavior class. And I hope that you've had a good weekend. Things are going well for you, that you're enjoying our class and learning a few things about organizational behavior. Over the last few weeks, we've been talking a lot about motivation and leadership and the impact those things have on employees, and there's a lot there that we could continue to talk about, but organizational behavior covers a lot of different topics, if you will. This week we're going to skip over and start talking about organizational structures, organizational culture. Now, culture is, I guess it's not culture in terms of, you think of American culture, Southern culture, Northern culture, European culture. That's not the kind of culture we talk about. All families, all organizations, all groups of people have a culture. And a culture basically is an accepted forms of behavior, accepted forms of communication, of actions, things like that. This commonality that everyone has. And when you go into a school, for an example, we may talk about the culture of the school. Are they helpful to you? Do they support you? That kind of thing. And so you see that from administration, from the teachers and everything, as they, as a whole, believe in the student being successful, if you will. When you go into an organization to work, culture is it's the vision, it's the mission statements, it's the way people act, it's some of the unspoken actions and behaviors and expectations, if you will. It's the artifacts that you see hanging on the wall, the things that they honor and celebrate. So culture is a very, very important topic. And the reason that it is a lot of times as a leader, and especially a new leader, you come into that culture and you either have to fit in, or in some cases it gets to the point you have to change things. Culture becomes a very big part of how do I get things done, how do I change things, if you will, how do I introduce new ideas, and everything butts up against the organizational culture. And so as a leader, you need to understand that that can work both for you and against you. Organizational structures are very varied from different organizations to organization. Some, like a lot of colleges, are very bureaucratic. They have to worry about meeting accrediting standards and in some cases state or federal laws. And so a lot of times colleges tend to be very bureaucratic, where the folks at the top kind of dictate what will and will not be done based on the laws and regs and stuff, and that just filters all the way down, if you will, to deans, then to teachers, and even to the students, as you have to deal with that culture and that expectations and so forth that structure brings. In terms of a bureaucratic structure, getting changes done, getting things accomplished quickly can be very, very frustrating and slow. But on the same token, a bureaucratic organization tends to make less mistakes in terms of legal issues and things like that. There are other types of organizations, such as a flat structure, matrix structures, etc. I won't list them all here, but we'll be talking about those this week. And really the importance there in terms of structure for us is understanding what the structure of the organization we're working in is, number one, because that helps us understand what do we have to do to get something accomplished, how do we get a new idea implemented, who is the bosses, if you will, what's the reporting structure, all those sort of things. I know that in today's world where everybody talks about the global economy and the internet, they also talk about being more agile. And just like I said, bureaucracies tend to be slow. A company needs to anymore to be very agile. And what I mean by that is, can they come up with a new idea and get it to market really quick? Or can they respond to a threat from an outside entity, maybe another supplier, if you will? And can they react to that very, very quick? Or does it take a long time for them to change? So structure is a very, very important topic as a leader. It's a very important topic if you're just the average worker in there in trying to get something accomplished. And that, along with culture, can create a lot of headaches for people, but it also can can help you once you understand those things. So that's what we'll be talking a lot about this week. Hope that you'll enjoy it. On a housekeeping note, I do want to remind you that this is week 8, and according to the American National University late policy, after this week, no late work will be accepted in week 9 or week 10. So if you've got anything that you have not accomplished, anything that you're running behind on, this is the week to get it done. After that, I cannot accept any late work. This shouldn't come as any surprise to you because all the classes should be doing basically the same thing. I just wanted to give you a heads up on it and a reminder. Please go back and look at your previous weeks. Please look at week 8. Make sure everything's turned in by Saturday night at midnight and that you're caught up, and then that you keep up during week 9 and week 10 so that you don't get zeros and have problems. I hope that makes sense to you. I'll see you in class.